doing? Thank you guys for tuning in. Welcome back to the crew, the Motorfest. We are going to continue on where we left off, doing playlists. Still new to the game, still figuring things out. I appreciate you guys for tuning in with me for this journey.
Welcome back to the Motorfest.
I think for the next playlist that we do, I don't know what we're gonna do. Let's do American Muscle. I can't fucking fast travel to any of that.
Is ready to try. In a few minutes, you'll enter the world of muscle cars. Beware, you may never want to leave.
I've never owned a V12. I'd say my dream car now is a Ferrari F12 TDF, which is an NA V12, but it's front engine. But I think they're unbelievable, death trap, savage looking things, and I'd love to drive one or own one.
It's beautiful. I would go for 812 Competizione just simply because that is the most aggressive looking Ferrari in the world. I just think it's so sick. I'll probably get hung, drawn and quartered for saying this. I actually prefer it over the TDF. I prefer the 812, so sorry. What's happening, guys? My name is Becky Evans and welcome to Motorfest, the podcast, brought to you by Red Bull and Ubisoft's iconic game, The Crew Motorfest. This is the podcast where I get to chat with some of the world's leading motorsport athletes and delve into their passions for all things speed, wings and wheels. And the really cool thing is, you can actually listen into this podcast whilst you're playing the game. Today on the show, I'm going to be talking to talented mountain biker and YouTuber Matt Jones. He describes himself as a master of all trades and proud philosopher. A quick look at his YouTube, which is 900.
Muscle cars are more than just a 70-year-old car trend. It's an entire chunk of the American car culture. To tons of people, muscle cars are the epitome of what a vehicle should represent. Allure and power, with some crucial tweaks, and just the right amount of outside-of-the-box thinking. Cars in their fullest might and glory.
100,000 subscribers strong, gives us an idea of how passionate and dedicated he is about his job, his career as a pro mountain bike rider, and of course his famous love for all things automobiles. He has got quite the incredible garage, and we're going to find out exactly what's hiding in there. Let's start the show. Matt, It's an absolute pleasure to have you on Motorfest podcast. How are
What
you?
is this?
Good. What a time, eh? Yeah, buzzing to be on this. Thank you.
We're going to jump straight into the questions today, which is one question I ask all of my guests. If you could be a car, a plane, a boat, or a bike, with or without a motor, which would you be and why?
I wouldn't be a plane. Freezing up there. I don't think I'd be a car either. Or a bike, because they can
Fucking
get in the back of a van. I
portraits.
think I'd be a boat. Looks pretty chill and you just waft around, don't you? Even when you're not being used, you're just bobbing about. I think I'd be a boat.
That's the most interesting reply I've had to that question out of all the people I've spoken to on this podcast. You're like, I would be a plane.
There's no standard definition of a muscle car. They are sometimes described as American-made two-door sports cars with a powerful engine.
Ah!
That's a little reductive, don't you think? Others define them by their V8 engines and rear-wheel drivetrains. The truth is, muscle cars are a philosophy. It's a creed more than anything else.
Hold up there. Some people are like, yeah, the freedom of it, the tranquility. You're like, nah, it's a bit cold. He's a true Midlander. I always ask that question to my guests because we're trying to see how this could reflect personality. And for you, I feel like it's very matter of fact, it's very straight to the point. And it kind of, I think the fact that you wanted to be an engineer in a past life before you came to slopestyle riding, it explains a lot, don't you think?
Yeah, that was my plan. I didn't realise mountain biking was a career. I just loved doing it. So I had a spot at university to do mechanical engineering. That was my interest. I'm quite like maths, physics. And I guess, like you said, maybe a bit black and white personality, but yeah, I've probably become a little bit more colourful over the years. But yeah, definitely back then I was just interested in numbers.
Well, let's talk about your discipline itself. So slopestyle riding, break it down for me for somebody, because I've always been things with motors, and this is
Want to experience it for yourself? Well, good news. We're almost there.
completely self-pedaled, self-propelled. So talk me through slopestyle riding.
Yeah, you're right. No motors. I didn't know motors for a long time. It's a gravity sport, right? So you build up a load of speed, ride down and roll in, you hit jumps. You have to do tricks in the air. It's complex and quick.
The American dream. It's punch it or punch out. No way around it. To the next objective.
Our first race
All right,
is
let's
7
keep talking.
kilometers away.
Be creative as you can
Bruh.
think of. Link them together on a series of jumps, because in slopestyle competitions they build like a full course down a mountain or through the streets of a city. You do as many bangers as you can in a row, land them all perfectly, and that's how you're judged. So it's a creative, independent sport. It's not a race. You're not really competing against anyone, kind of just against yourself. And then at the end of the day, there's like a leaderboard of who did what.
So how did you get to the point where you were like, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ride really fast off this thing and try and do something crazy in the air with it. Like, how did you get to that point?
I think incrementally, that wasn't my Like, it wasn't my desire at all. Although I've
Don't expect the first event to be a warm-up. Things will get tough real fast. But you'll be backed up by one of the festival's closest partners, Jim Hayfield, a rock star among car collectors.
We were chatting earlier, weren't we? I've got a son, a 21-year-old boy, who can't even speak yet, but he's super driven to climb on things and jump off now. That's all he wants to do. Like, he stands at the top of the stairs with a balance bike, shouting down the stairs. As much as it's like, people say, oh, I didn't really...
That's not a figure of speech. Jim's an actual rock star, who just so happens to own one of the greatest muscle car collections in the world. He's the person lending us all the cars you'll drive during this playlist, and he's got quite the lineup.
I wasn't really like that. I didn't plan to be like that. I can see that that is a personality and a trait that people have now. So maybe I was always that way inclined, but it took me to discover mountain biking, which luckily there were some jumps in the local woods near my house, so that was box tick. Have a mountain bike, got one from Halfords with my brother, twin brother on our birthday, and then, you know, you do just ride off things and see what happens.
Oh,
let's
fuck.
get to the nitty-gritty about your bike right now. So let's talk about the wheels, any fancy features, some DIY mods you've got on there, and the day-to-day maintenance for people that are listening to this, and build up a vision of what your bike looks like to them.
So a slopestyle bike is really basic. It's so much more basic than downhill bikes cross country.
The tag's right there. A heartbeat, the song of a V8, music on. Turn up the volume if you dare.
Bikes, the kind of shiny things that people imagine. It honestly has one brake, no rear suspension, just 100mm front suspension, 26-inch wheels. It's kind of a big BMX because you crash all the time, you bail, they need to be really light. Like mine weighs just under 10 kilos, which is really light for a mountain bike. It's got no gears, so it is really a big BMX. We don't really use carbon fiber much because when you throw your bike at a tree or something, it can get damaged and you don't know about it. So it's mostly titanium or aluminium. It's a really simple setup, but it's essentially built for doing big tricks. Like I have
I'm
to run
more
a really, really long
used
brake
to
hose
this.
and wrap it around the handlebars so many times because we do bar spins, tail whips, which unwinds it. And then
So we'll go
I
with
do, like,
this.
little bodges, like put a bit of rubber inner tube inside my bottom bracket, which is like
Finally getting one of these
That's to stop
in.
your pedals spinning when you're in the air.
About
'cause you do
damn
so many tricks
time.
without your feet on the pedals. It all needs to stay exactly where it is. And then people invented these super, super lightweight, like
If you win this race, I'll petition for you to join the Diamond Fangs.
latex
Nope.
inner tubes.
Let's race, bitch.
No funny business, please. Only serious street racing and fair play.
No. No way. No way. Move, bitch. No! 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 I want a rematch! I want a rematch, you fucking bitch! Oh, how dare you! You motherfucker!
It's the most efficient to try many times. Agreed?
Piece of shit. Fucking. Oh, I'm gonna get you.
Can you do better than the mystery driver? They are the best, for sure.
Come on, motherfucker. Motherfucker!
Our chief is called Tank. This I promise to tell. Anything else you need?
We'll go ahead and rematch him since we have to beat him twice, I guess. Let's try racing in the Mustang. No. I shouldn't have done that. No. I believe a wise man once said, "I'ma take it nice and slow for your bitch ass."
With your victory, I promised information. As agreed.
I'm not gonna race him again unless I have to.
Let's get back to Motorfest, the podcast.
Feet on the pedals. It all needs to stay exactly where it is. And then people invented these super lightweight latex inner tubes because when your wheels are spinning, their mass is worth 3 times what it is when it's static. So when you spin a bike round that's in motion, like the gyroscopic forces and things behave really differently. So it's really important to save weight in your wheels and in your tyres. So a lot of people are kind of pushing new ground with what they're doing there with inner tubes, tyres, rims. Yeah, there's a lot of thought goes into it.
So let's talk about the system of the judging and the points, because am I right in saying that this is a subjective sport? So it's down to the judges feeling how many points that they can award each trick, and then it's a cumulative points at the end, which gives you who wins.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly how it works. To like the layman, I always compare it to high diving. You've got this thing you want to do off a jump and you have to execute it perfectly. And that's easy to see because it's kind of the size of the splash, right? For us, it's honestly down to how your feet are positioned on the pedals when you land, like not really bending your arms and legs, making it look graceful, going really high. But really what you're judged on is the difficulty of your tricks and how gnarly and how...
Don't expect the first event to be a warm-up. Things will get tough real fast. But you'll be backed up by one of the festival's closest partners, Jim Hayfield, a rock star among car collectors.
risky they are. So a double backflip is always going to score more than just like a bar spin when you spin the handlebars round. And I think the runs that get the biggest cheer from the crowd will often also get the biggest, score from the judges. It is a very emotive sport. You just want to see people take massive risks and almost kill themselves.
So I feel like, in a way, it's slightly similar to drifting, because obviously that's subjective. We have 3 judges and they're judging you on your speed, your style, your line, and your angle. So I can see kind of how these 2 things could be connected with the style of judging that you have in slopestyle riding. Now, do you find that the judges are very critical of your errors, which can sometimes deter people from trying maybe like a bigger trick?
Yeah, that's interesting what you said about drifting. I didn't know how that was judged, so I'm curious about that. We've also got categories like trick difficulty, amplitude, smoothness, cleanliness. So it's kind of broken down in the same way as drifting. But I always think when you start a run, you've got 100, right? 100%. And they're looking at ways of knocking you down rather than building up from 0. So it's super critical. The judges are kind of looking for what you've done wrong, not what you've done right. And that's very frustrating as a rider or an athlete.
I'm just so damn
I did all these
fast.
things, and they're like, but you slipped a pedal.
That's not a figure of speech. Jim's an actual rock star who just so happens to own one of the greatest muscle car collections in the world. He's the person lending us all the cars you'll drive during this playlist. And he's got quite the lineup.
On the last jump, and it's probably the same in your sport, right?
Yeah, you start at 100 when you do a run, and basically depending on how say how far your rear wheels are into the clipping zone, whether they're on the edge, in the middle, or right at the painted line. They will deduct you points as you go along. So you start with 100, same thing, start with 100, and then they're being super duper critical. And as I say, as a driver, sometimes you feel like saying, you go and do it.
Yeah.
You have a go. It's super difficult. You know, I wasn't sure that my rear wheels at 45, 50 miles an hour were not quite on the painted line at the back there. So yeah, I always find that there's two ways of playing the game. And is it the same in your sport? You can either be super clean and you can just really be analytical with what jumps and what tricks you're going to take to make sure that you keep those points moving, or you go for the big one. No risk, no reward.
Yeah, there's so many similarities. It's the same thing. You do get the people that are analytical and kind of almost conservative with the tricks they bring to the table, but they nail them every single time, and those people like stay on tour for years. And then you get these mad dogs that come and go, that are balls to the wall. They might try a trick that's never been done. 9 times out of 10 they fail, but on like the epic day when it all comes together.
That was a pretty nice little turn right there.
The song of a V8, music on. Turn up the volume if you dare.
That's the best feeling when you see someone just rise up through the ranks and do that. I'm sure it's the same in drifting, right? You just get this never heard of driver that just rocks up, smashes everyone, and they're gone within 12 months. You're like, remember that person?
Before I get into this,
No, definitely. And do you have any tricks that are sort of only done
check out
by
the shop.
you, or is there something that you're particularly proud of that
Vehicle
you did in
catalog.
a competition that all of the other competitors right?
First of all,
go aim them.
beautiful car right there.
I was the first
Holy.
person to do a 720 no hand rear competition. That was in Switzerland. I won that.
You can get a
one. It was
quad?
really cool. And then quite quickly,
That's pretty
you see other
sick.
people doing it. Like you know, 3 months pass, people have seen you do it. That's the inspiration phase out the window. They've seen it, that it works, and then
I think
you go
I
to
think I
another
might have to
competition,
get
I'm thinking,
that.
I'm just gonna bust one of those out and I'll win again. And then 2 other people are doing it, and then everyone's doing it. So you have to be like quite far
BMW.
ahead to bring something to competition for the first time. So that was really cool. That was a few years ago. I was the first to do a backflip Superman to no-hander, and then with Red Bull, I kind of turned a corner away from competition. So my career very much diverted away from comps and into YouTube, content creation, projects. And that was an even bigger opportunity to get creative and start building my own courses to try tricks that no one's done before. I did like a running gainer off of this drop where I held the bike, did a running backflip, got on it,
So
and landed. That was quite
we
cool.
have to
And
buy
made a whole,
this
video series about the process of learning that. So,
and
yeah.
this.
I mean, we've got
For
to
sure.
talk about that. What I like watching are your videos
go ahead and buy
on
this.
Instagram, where it's that pursuit of perfection is in repetition. So I'm watching you try the trick, and it's like, again, and it just gets a little bit better each time. Like, how many times do you think you have to repeat a trick until you get it bang on?
And then we're gonna
get
buy
that
this.
perfect shot for social.
Anywhere from 2 to 350 is the most I've ever done of something, and that was over weeks. It was a sort of trick.
Yeah,
where
we're gonna go ahead and buy that.
Yeah, I did post this one on Instagram, so if people want to find it, it's on my Instagram. But we built 2 logs out of the ground. I did a backflip, took my feet off the pedals on the bike in the air, landed both feet on these separate upright logs, like pillars, swung the bike out in front of me, and then whipped it back down and used that momentum to then go into a front flip off of them, put my feet back on the pedals and landed. So it was like a really cool trick. I could only do 5 to 10 of them a day because it hurt so much to crash. So 35 lots of 10 attempts. It was weeks. I got that one done. I'll never do that again.
And is that it? Once you complete a trick and it's got a particular level of difficulty, you've got the clip of it happening. You're like, right, sound. I've done it.
It's like, it's a sense of triumph, but also the biggest sense of relief. It's like, if anyone wants to try that, good luck to you. I'm not bothering ever again. Yeah.
Good luck to you. Good luck to you out there.
Yeah.
Give it a go.
I mean, it's the same in motorsport, right? If you want to do something really intricate and epic, the risk of getting it wrong is entire new rear end or something like that. So, how many trips and epic ideas have been aborted because of, like, you hit something by 5 mil? Surely loads.
Let's talk about some of the tricks that you've done whilst you're actually at home, which is where you are right now, actually. And in your backyard, if you haven't already, guys, checked out on YouTube, Matt, during COVID, started to build an insane compound, which I actually remember when this YouTube build started, and I couldn't believe like how quickly it caught fire. Like that was a real moment for your career on YouTube, and how you managed to actually blend slopestyle riding and creating content and changed how everything is for you now.
Yeah, it was a mad time. I just moved into a house that had an acre of land, and everyone had to stay at home. And I went outside, put a shovel in the ground, and the dirt was pretty good. Like, I've built jumps my whole life, and I realized like this is good enough dirt to build good jumps, which already was a massive opportunity. If it was gravel or something, I'd have been grounded. And then just got to work, just with a shovel, stacking up takeoffs, landing, posted a first YouTube video of it, and people loved it. I think I captured this kind of build in your garden thing, like build your dream setup, whatever that may be, and people like really loved it, more than I imagined. And then I was fueled to carry on, and literally dug Dusk Till Dawn for 100 days. I remember realizing it got to 100 days. That was like the fork in the road where I realized that's actually what I want to do. I want to build jumps, get creative, and make videos about it, telling that story. And then 2 years ago, I moved to a farm where I am now, and I've got more land and more space, and I've got a pit bike track, dirt jumps, and this year built a jump sort of almost over my whole house. So that's absolutely what drives me, is building things, to be honest. And it just so happens that I ride bikes, so it's like the coming together of everything.
I'd say that's probably the biggest trick that I've seen you do at your house, period, right? The one where you jump literally over your house.
Yeah, it's like, that's a childhood dream. When I looked round it for the first
You've unlocked a previously locked playlist. Want to give it a shot?
time, I realised...
All right, let's do this American Muscle playlist. Let's start it.
Roof, and the
Mustang
pitch
GT
roof, there's a
Fastback.
chimney almost in the way. I was already looking at it.
Okay. How's it going in there?
Hey. Fucking Dodge.
Yeah, Jim here. I'm guessing you've been told I'll be tagging along. That is my car you're driving after all. All right, let's get straight into it. Rock on. I'm here because my boys at Motorfest needed the best possible lineup for this gig, and just so happens, I got the greatest models you can ask for in my garage. Here's the drill. I provide, you drive. That's one lap. Don't get shy now. Every car you'll use in this playlist are part of my personal collection. But hey, that's okay. This was my idea, so don't get all nervous about it.
Right by you.
These ponies are made for rough handling. No matter how fast and harsh you drive, they can take it. And I've been told, you know your way around cars anyway. No sweat, just go. Whether you're a musclehead or you're just here for the Discovery Tour, it doesn't matter. If you're into cars, you're gonna love this. Just listen to that V8 like a chunky, down-tuned guitar riff. Another lap to go. You got the path memorized? Then punch it. That place kind of reminds reminds me of Jackson, Wyoming. I played there a couple of times. You know, feel good, small town kind of vibe, mountain ranges. I know, we're in Hawaii, but the mind wanders. Gotta say, I like the climate here better. That's it. Fire it up.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
These cars are meant to roam wild. That's what this playlist is all about.
Back to our podcast.
You can't talk about American muscle cars without talking drag racing. The two are pretty much intertwined.
It's a childhood.
Muscle cars became popular during the 60s. At the time, they were mostly rear-wheel drive cars made from affordable everyday vehicle bases, but equipped with powerful V8 engines from much larger machines. One of the goals in making such performance-focused cars was covering a quarter mile as fast as possible. Can you guess which motor racing sport is about going all out for that very distance? Indeed, drag racing. There's a strip real close. A proper try is better than 1,000 words.
Dream. When I looked round it for the first time, I realised the driveway lines up with the house, and you could put a takeoff up against this flat roof, and the pitch roof.
Nice. This is 2013.
Drag racing time. Don't overthink, just burn and fly. Right on. Well, now that was some run.
There we go. One down.
Keep that gauge in the green
Two to
zone.
go.
A good burn is essential here. Yeah, that was gnarly. Let's do it again. Come on, give me that perfect burn. You've got pipes, like a backup singer in a metal band.
Better and better every run. Motherfucker.
Let's get back to Motorfest, the podcast.
Muscle cars are a call for freedom.
It's a childhood dream. When I looked round it for the first time, I realised the driveway lines up with the
The freedom to turn an ordinary car into a vehicular marvel. with a state of mind far away from luxury brand strategies and pricing, and the freedom you feel from actually being behind the wheel of said cars. But Jim should be much better than I am at conveying emotions. He's human after all.
House and to put a takeoff up against this flat roof, and the pitch roof, there's a chimney almost in the way. I was already looking at it, and then months later actually bought it, moved here, and I knew that was on the list.
So that was pre you even buying the place. You were eyeing up this setup. Like, I know I could jump there.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. I don't like keep livestock or cows or pigs. I bought a farm to just transform it into a mountain biker's paradise. I built a skate park in one of the barns, which I'm really proud of. A big indoor skate park for the winter. It's like honestly the childhood dream, to be honest. No neighbours and build stuff.
Do you feel that your background and your interest in engineering has helped you throughout your career in being able to mathematically make the jump?
This one looks pretty good. What are we doing with this one? We drifting or something? What's the goal here? Just outrun the clock.
Hey, dude, we're back. This time it's one of those outrun type of events. Drive fast, hit the checkpoints on time. It's just like that rad game from the 80s. You digging the soundtrack? It's the spot, right? That's my mixtape we're listening to. Meshes well with the sound of the engines, you feel me? I couldn't put you through a muscle car ride without some proper riffs, could I? What kind of vibe are you getting from that Mustang GT? The thing about muscle cars is it's all about that optimal weight-power ratio, which brings top-notch performance, that sweet spot. Past this point, you're in for a serious series of turns. Make sure to stay on the road. Told ya, and there's more coming. But hey, curves are part of the fun. Hang in there. Just a few more and you'll reach the finish line.
Excuse me.
The podcast
I'd like to see what I gotta do to customize that motorcycle.
Has helped you
See if I can
career
just
in being able to mathematically
use parts that I've already got.
the jumps,
I
because
cannot.
it's all down to physics, right? When you're doing a trick over a jump, you need the right angle of attack in order to get the right length of flight. That's how I'm guessing it seems to me, and engineering goes hand in hand with that.
It is completely. I'd love to say that everything can be analysed to the point that you don't make mistakes, but it's not. And I'd also love to say that I just send it and it happens first go, but it doesn't. But somewhere in the middle, you can absolutely like reduce or mitigate risk by, you know, figuring out how fast you might have to go to land in the ballpark of where the landing is, or what angle you take off. All of those things can be calculated, and I've sort of moved away from calculating now, and I've done it enough times that I kind of know what shape ramp to put somewhere to land somewhere else and what that speed feels like. I don't use a speed gun anymore. I don't know, you just get a feel for it.
So let's talk about cars, actually, because I know that you are a massive car fan, aren't you?
Yeah, I am, completely. I wasn't as a kid, but yeah, I'm so into it now. I can't actually believe I'm on a podcast talking about cars. That's like bizarre to me.
No, you're a self-described petrol head, and like one of your YouTube videos was that I sold my Lamborghini and bought this insane car. You've had C63, you've had Porsche GT3, Huracan Performante, McLaren 600 LT. You've had a few cars during your career. Yeah, I've been super lucky, like so lucky. The C63 was always the dream car. I think, like when I bought that when I was 20, just almost 21. For the first 3 years, I drove a Fiat Stilo, which was epic. The rear seats reclined and had a massive fuel tank. I was pretty into those two features. And then I kind of started making a bit of money and looking on YouTube and looking on, Auto Trader at different cars. And it's so fascinating how once upon a time you're looking at a certain, category of car, and then they just move the goalpost.
Before moving on to the next freedom-infused event, we're going to make an extra stop.
We started off with
We have a little surprise for you. Although in this case, little may be a poor choice of words. Just head towards the beach and you'll understand. We're real close.
Audi S3s and things that were 8 to 10 grand. I bought a BMW 330D Touring, which was perfect to put bikes in the back. And then I realised that Mercedes made the C63 Estate, and it had 457 horsepower, not entry level, but the normal one, and a 6.2 litre V8. And I spent months watching videos of people driving them around London with straight through exhaust and just thinking I want to be that idiot. And eventually bought one. Had enough money to buy a second-hand one. It was
Oh, hell yeah.
the coolest thing ever.
A fucking Mustang monster truck or something, dude? What the fuck? Fucking monster truck, dude, or monster Mustang, dude.
So this is how it's gonna be. All right. Let's do this.
Oh my god. Well, let's go ahead and hit the restart. Fuck that all the way up. My gosh.
So this is how it's gonna be. All right. Let's do this. Monster trucks need monster beats. I've got the perfect hip-hop jewel for this crowd. This giant obviously won't handle like a regular Mustang GT. Lucky for you, this is a 2-lap race. You got 1 lap to find your footing and 1 to feed your opponent some dirt.
One lap to find my footing for sure. What the fuck?
Here comes the jump. Now let's crank it to 11. Monster trucks popped up in the late 70s, mostly just for showboating. They only really became a thing in the 80s. Man, that decade truly was something. Good. Send him on the ropes. Real American monster trucks are used in 2 types of competitions: freestyle stunt and racing. Given Motorfest's racing DNA, we obviously went for the latter.
No way. I hate you. Why would you do this to me? You stupid bitch. Ugh.
So this is how it's gonna be. All right. Let's do this. Monster trucks need monster beats. I've got the perfect hip-hop jewel for this crowd. They had it coming. This giant obviously won't handle like a regular Mustang GT. Lucky for you, this is a 2-lap race. You got 1 lap to find your footing and 1 to feed your opponent some dirt. We're taking over that gig. Monster trucks popped up in the late 70s, mostly just for showboating. They only really became a thing in the 80s. Man, that decade truly was something.
Come on, man.
You made it through the first lap. Time to crush and destroy.
Get your ass out of my way,
American
Tim.
monster trucks are used in 2 types of competitions: freestyle stunt and racing. Given Motorfest's racing DNA, we obviously went for the latter. Don't be afraid to use these banked ramps. Ready for takeoff? Yeah! Good job. Keep it up. Oh, yeah. Give me fuel. Give me fire. Give me... I forgot the rest.
There we go. It only took 3 tries.
Monster performance, dude. You put on quite a show.
All right, let's keep talking.
Now,
Tallahassee
back on track.
Muley.
We're heading north for a race through the swamp this time.
Months watching videos of people driving them around London with straight through exhaust and just thinking,
Don't worry, you'll still be driving a muscle car. The Mustang GT from 2011 is waiting for you as we speak. Except this unit is custom made for off-roading. Jim's passion for muscle cars is not restricted to asphalt. That man would drive muscle cars on the moon if he could.
I want to be that idiot, and eventually bought one. So I had enough money to buy a second-hand one. It was the coolest thing ever. And everyone used to shout "Daddy's car" at me when I drove it around, which was annoyed me because I was so proud. But I guess it did look like one.
Can you pick a favourite, and can you pick one which you feel is like most overrated out of all the cars you've owned?
The C63 is my favourite because it was
Yeah.
a dream car. And I did that when I was proud. I think it's tight. The Lambo I loved. I absolutely loved the theatre of it, the noise of it, like an AV10, the power, the fact that it was 4-wheel drive but kind of like with rear-wheel bias. But now I've sold the McLaren, and in the last few months bought a Ferrari 360 Challenge Stradale, which that's my favourite by far. It's 20 years old now, but it's so raw. It was the first kind of special, I think it was the first time they took a stock production Ferrari and made a real special version of it. Challenge Stradale means race car for the road.
Yeah.
And I'm really
We're closing in. When you spot the wind turbines, it'll mean you have arrived.
proud of that. And if they're quite rare, I think they made less of those than the Ferrari F40.
That's a very different type of car. That's an emotive car. That is when you're looking for that emotion between yourself and the wheel. You know,
Let's take this
it's not a
motherfucker
car
down.
you can just get in and think about
What up,
anything
bruh?
else when you're driving it, because the driving
Target locked. You're up.
experience is your entire thought process.
Damn.
That's exactly why I love it. I'm going to keep it forever if I can. It's not got a radio. It got spec like without speakers, without a radio. It's just so raw.
Yeah.
And I took it to Wales 2 weeks ago and drove like proper Welsh roads, which I've never done actually. I've always just driven cars around my hometown, and that felt amazing. I think what I love about driving, which is exactly the same as biking, is it. I know this sounds really obvious, but it takes both hands, both feet, and all of your focus and vision. And
Your opponents are already there. Go on and join the melee.
you have to listen and you have to look, and I don't like find any distractions creeping in, whereas everything else I do in life, I'll pull my phone out of my pocket, or I'll turn to speak to someone, or end up doing the thing I didn't set out to do. But
We're getting another different variant of the Mustang.
Well, now, that little bulldozer you got there can face anything. See? You can trust me with that car. finished prepping it like 10 minutes before you showed up. It is ready to gobble up every square mile of swampland, if you ask it to. Second lap, keep up with the beat, stay on top. It's a 3-lap brawl this time, don't waver. You can go full speed, through the mud, through water, through the weeds. Ain't nothing gonna stop you. Same goes for these ramps, flat out. All right. Water pond, don't think twice. Make that Mustang jump like the devil is after it. Third and last turn of that swamp cruise. Go for it and don't be afraid to get your wheels dirty. Hold on to your saddle, cowboy.
I mean, it's pretty cool that it's a rally car, but I don't know, it kind of sucks as a rally car.
That track's so good. Don't listen to me, just listen to this and knock some teeth out. Straight line. Use that nitro. Jump, and you're done. Standing ovation. Show's far from over, though.
Let's get her done.
Podcast continues.
We're keeping pace. The next event is just a few minutes away. A frantic race that goes from the coast to the countryside with an unmistakable Californian vibe.
And you have to look, and I don't like find any distractions creeping in. Whereas everything else I do in life, I'll pull my phone out of my pocket or I'll...
Your next car is one of the most recent entries when it comes to muscle cars. The 2020 Mustang Shelby GT500. Your opponents do not stand a chance.
Turn to speak to someone or end up doing the thing I didn't set out to do. But when you get in a car like that and you've got an hour drive ahead of you, it's like, it's all consuming. And that, yeah, that's where I fell in love with that.
Mustang Shelby
totally relate to my old
GT500.
930 Turbo.
I like how they put the copyright symbol at the end of each section. Shelby and GT500 are both copyrighted properties, and they had to let us know. That's funny.
Competition and a mean muscle car to kick everyone's butt. Come on, dude, bring the thunder. dodge the obstacles, you know that?
Fucking crowd killer. Living up to the fucking name, man. Just hooked and sent me right off the road.
Oh, now that's my jam right here. A good old-fashioned off-the-grid competition and a mean muscle car to kick everyone's butt. Come on, dude, bring the thunder. No mercy, suckers. Can't find it, damn it. Bottom line is, with my cars and my songs, you're winning this thing, period. Have you ever driven from San Diego to Palm Springs? It's a beautiful scenic route. I'm getting kind of the same vibe from this ride. Kick-ass views and nice stretches of asphalt to let you
I looked
mountain
away
run
for a
wild.
half a second,
The
man.
best things America can offer.
I didn't even crash. Like,
So the Mustang Shelby GT500 is a bit on the modern side. Let me tell you, these cars have come a long way since their first appearance. Used to call them hot rods back in the 50s when greasers just started putting large displacement engines, called big blocks, in cheaper cars. The tech's evolved a great deal since then, but one thing is for sure. The same thrill that drove people to push boundaries back in the day is what's still driving us now. Straight across the roundabout. Don't bother slowing down. One final turn, enter the military base, and that's it. The boys are back in town. This was a solid set. You keep playing this good, and I might just become your roadie.
I got an achievement for becoming a Motorfest legend for the first time. Whatever that means.
Back to the interview.
It's like, it's all consuming. And that's where I fell in love with that.
I totally relate. My old 930 Turbo. I mean, she's only a 4-speed. She's a 3.3.
You got the toughest cars, so let's take them to the toughest spots. Face to face with the island's guardian.
It's a straight through exhaust. Like, there is nothing else you can concentrate on. There's no radio in it either, like in your Ferrari. It's all about the drive.
I'm talking about the Volcano, of course. Remember when I told you Jim would drive these cars on the moon if he could? Well, this is as close as it gets.
Experience, and it's so visceral. It's the sound, it's the smell, it's the no power steering, it's the big turbo, it's the whole thing. And every time you drive it, your brain, it's like a release and a relaxation for your brain, because there's nothing else to think about other than exactly what's happening right there and then. It's being present.
Once again, a Mustang GT specially tuned for off-roading is waiting for you. This car is your best chance to make it through that David versus Goliath kind of trial.
Being able to drive as well, it's like therapy. I would say it's like my very own type of therapy.
I'd love to drive a car like that. I remember seeing you bought that and was jealous. You know, I've only had one turbocharged car.
Adjust my settings real quick.
I've had two C63s, GT3, Huracan Performante, and now this Ferrari are all been naturally aspirated. And I didn't love the turbos in the 600 LT. And because it was my first time, and I think I'm like almost scared of boost, whereas there's people, probably like you, that are addicted to that. But I prefer NA cars. I don't think I always will.
I think it's a personal choice. I think the turbo, I got that car not simply because it was a turbo car. It's just that was the Widowmaker, like that model with the wide arches and the whale tail. That was what 80s excess was all about. That car has such a story attached to it. And obviously, like, the drift car is turbo as well. But when you drive an NA drift car versus a turbo drift car, I actually would prefer an NA, even though the turbo, you get more power, you get more bang for your buck, I'd say. But it is sometimes more fun to have that immediate power other than having to wait and anticipate, which you do with turbo, obviously.
Yeah, I think proper petrol heads would condemn me for saying I don't like turbos, but...
No, it's personal choice.
See it in the distance. It's waiting for you.
Absolutely personal choice, and that's what we're all about. So, with the amount of amazing vehicles that you've owned and still own, so what would be your ultimate dream machine? It could be a car, bike, plane, and what would that look like? I'm talking the color, the sound, the smell, the customizations. Is there something that you're like, you know what, that's exactly what I need?
Another rally Mustang.
Yet another one of my rally raid prepped Mustang GTs. Just the right tool for the job. Check this out. Man, you're gonna have fun. Check out the mountain peak. Hang on, it's gonna get bumpy. Straight ahead, shoot for the stars. Hey, look at the stands on your left. Looks like you got some spectators. Let's give them their money's worth. right. Well done. They don't stand a chance. That's one lap. Now taunt that giant one more time. What a badass shot. I'm getting flashbacks of my drives through Arizona. Good bunch of volcanoes there too. And long, winding roads that disappear into the horizon. Full speed on the descent, but save some of your nitro for the jump. Now, thrusters on full. And we have liftoff. Time for the killing blow. Right on. Center stage, dude. Hit the lights. That's how you rock the house.
Can't fucking stop me.
Back to our podcast.
I believe it is safe to say that so far this playlist is no picnic.
In that you're like, you know what, that's exactly what I need.
You may even think that we've already seen everything there is to see about muscle cars, and assume it can't get more intense than this. Well, hold on to that thought.
Really interesting that you threw in there boats and planes, because everyone just talks about dream cars, right? I would love to own one of those wake boats where you can wake surf behind it with all your mates, you know, drinking beers on the...
We're going for a ruthless showdown way above the speed limit and way beyond your expectations. Plus, it's a chance to see just how far muscle car customization can go and how cool it can look.
I can wake surfing. That just
Reno
looks like a too good to be
Roar.
true, having one of those.
Yeah.
But car-wise, I've never...
Light a cigarette and then we'll skip this animation. I'm sick of looking at all these fucking Mustangs. Good news is we've only got like 1 or 2 more to go.
Look at this eager herd of animals. This race is gonna get bloody. Relax. Your machine is the best in the pack. Just keep your strings tuned. Some serious curves are coming right off the bat. Eagle eye and try to keep your machine under control. We're taking over that gig. the winding part of the road. Now you can let the supercharged V8 do the talking. Probably figured out by now I'm a massive Shelby GT500 fan. But you're currently driving my meanest one, my special Jimbo Full Power Edition. That car is one of the highlights of my collection. Calls to me in my sleep, it does. And it doesn't take no for an answer. You serious?
You see the fucking driving I'm pulling off, son? It ain't the best, but goddamn it, it's got me in first.
You're gonna reach the harbor real soon. Quickly closing in on the finish line. Don't you flinch now. That's it. Fire up your guns. That was quite the show. Now all that's left is the encore.
It's got a working blower. Did you see that?
Back to the interview.
You now know muscle cars have been around since the second half of the 20th century, but somehow we've yet to get you one of the classic oldies.
Mates, you know, drinking beers on the back and wake surfing. That just looks like too good to be true.
Yeah.
Well, at Jim's request, we decided to catch you on the fly and save the origin story for the grand finale. There's an absolute classic heading your way. A grail among collectors and Jim's greatest pride, the Mustang Boss 429.
But car-wise,
yeah?
I've never owned a V12. I'd say my dream car now is a Ferrari
Prepare for the centerpiece of American muscle car history.
F12 TDF, which is a NAV12, but it's front engine. But I think they're unbelievable, death trap, savage-looking things, and I'd love to drive one or own one.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'd go for 812 Competizione
You wanna
just
roll
simply
these?
because that is the most aggressive looking Ferrari in the world. I just think it's so sick.
Hell yeah. Classic Mustang time.
real show. Let's get loud. You're driving my #1 car, the star of my collection, the 1969 Mustang Boss 429. Name speaks for itself. One of the oldest muscle cars. Still one of the greatest too, honestly. Second lap, but no second guessing. Keep it real.
Fuck you, Dwayne.
The Boss is an icon. It shaped the golden age of muscle cars from the 60s to the early 70s. This was one of the top dogs. The age when these cars stopped being called hot rods or drag racing cars and became muscle cars. That's right. Even though the hot rodding mindset had been around since the early 50s, it wasn't until the 60s that the term muscle car popped up, embodying an entire generation's rebellious state of mind.
Fucking Dwayne.
At that time, if you were into muscle cars or just into cars in general, the place to be was Detroit. Man. Ever heard of Woodward Avenue? A renowned street for car duels back in the day. Third lap. Let's end this with a proper charge. Show them who's the boss. Solo, give the audience what they deserve. Can you respect my car? Well, what can I say? You got the muscle car
Motherfucking
spirit
right.
in you. Actually, I know 2 words. You rock. Catch you later.
It's time to reap your reward. Your vehicle is ready for you to claim.
Let's get back to Motorfest, the podcast. looking Ferrari in the world. I just think it's so sick. I'll probably get hung, drawn, and quartered for saying this. I actually prefer it over the TDF. I prefer the 812, so...
The muscle car spirit.
They gave us the 2020 Shelby. Whack.
The playlist is ready to try. Let's go try it.
The podcast is back on. Our guest still has plenty of things to say. Looking Ferrari in the world. I just think it's so sick. I'll probably get hung, drawn, and quartered for saying this. I actually
The playlist is ready.
prefer it over the TDF. I prefer the 812, so... Sorry.
What we're going
I
to
do. I just think, like, the specs that you
is,
can get on them and
if I
how
can find it,
aggressive all
we're
of
going to do the
rear
Liberty Walk
shape is
playlist.
and, like, the lights. It's the one.
It's over here, isn't it?
Thing that you're looking forward to. Are you building any crazy new jumps and exciting
What do I
new
need for
locations
this?
and filming them for your YouTube channel? Because I know you're always trying to push the boundary.
Need this fucking
with
car?
Red Bull to
Poop.
create something new. So what, if you can tell us, is on the agenda?
I want to build a jump the whole way over my house. In the video I did, we kind of like landed on the back side of the roof. I think it's possible to go fast enough down the drive to do the whole thing, but then we'd be in the realms of like an 100-foot jump, which is really pushing the limits. But that's on the list.
Let's
for
break
next
out
year.
the motorcycle.
And just do, honestly, more projects
To try.
around the farm. I want to build a pump track, and yeah, planning a project with Red Bull, which might take me to Sweden to do some stuff. So
Let's go try it.
yeah, lots on the list.
Awesome. Right, we're going to have a bit of a fun quiz. It's rapid fire. You've got to tell me which answer comes to your mind first. I'm going to give you some options, and then I just want your immediate thought process, okay? Which one that you're going to pick. So, riding
I've been told some people like 2 wheels better than 4, but I don't think, Shane.
in extreme cold or extreme heat.
Cold
Riding by day or riding by night.
day.
The next playlist is... Oh, hold on. That's strange. I'm getting some interruptions. I think someone is trying to select them.
Do you sometimes talk to your bikes or your vehicles?
No.
Excuse me, driver. I don't know what that was. As I was saying,
No.
the next playlist is one for those who enjoy being close to the action.
Absolutely not. They're inanimate.
This is a chance to feel the wind on your face and show us your moves. Street race, motocross, you name it.
Baffled. I talk to my car all the time. When was the last time you received a speeding ticket?
Like 3 years ago in my van. I've never had a speeding ticket in a fast car. I've only ever in my van.
It's always the one that you're not expecting. Favorite surfaces? Dirt, loose gravel, mud, or rocks? Why?
Dirt, because it's just epic for everything. Yeah, off-road, yeah. It's like rally, mountain biking, motocross, yeah, they all live on dirt.
What are your favorite music tracks to listen to on the bike or in the car whilst training, competing, and chilling?
Drum and bass at the minute. I listen to like 2-hour mixes and listen to them over and over again. I'm obsessed with it. Yeah. It's just relentless,
Awesome.
doesn't end.
So Matt, we can absolutely tell that you're a creative and you're an inventive person. You wanted to go into engineering first, but then slopestyle
Fucking
riding found it. Thank
SpongeBob's
goodness you
house.
did. But if today you were forced to choose a different sport,
Look at that, Gage.
what would you choose and why?
I
Fucking
think surfing is so
SpongeBob's
different
house.
to what I know and what I do, and I suck at it. That's kind of what fuels me to want to do it more. But the lifestyle looks insane.
Nice, you can
just
do
hang out at
wheelies.
the beach and get in the water and rip. Well, who wouldn't want to do that as opposed to anything else?
Matt, thank you so much for joining me today on the podcast. I feel like I've learned a lot about you. I've been watching your content for a good couple of years, and I can see that you're the type of person that really takes on a challenge, figures it out.
Clubbers, a series championship by Motorfest.
Okay.
Let's see what's coming up.
The podcast continues.
Rick, why, who wouldn't want to do that as opposed to anything else?
Matt, thank you so much for joining me today on the podcast. I feel like I've learned a lot about you. I've been watching your content for a good couple of years, and I can see that you're the type of person that really takes on a challenge, figures it out, and I think the beauty in it for you is achieving it and just being able to take it from your brain and put it into real life. And I quite like the fact that you're quite matter-of-fact about it. It's not all sunshines and rainbows. It's like, can I jump it?
Let's get going. I'm sure you will love what we have in store for you.
Hi, Malou here. Remember me? Let's get to the tag, and if you don't mind, I'll do the talking this time.
Yes, I can.
I think
You'll be riding bikes for this playlist, obviously, but there is so much more to that. The Motorfest is giving you a taste of 4 distinct motorbike flavors: street racing, motocross, GP racing, and rally raid. 4 different worlds, same biker culture. We're starting with GP racing.
you've nailed, that's my autobiography written. Thank you.
So I'm Becky Evans, and you can find the podcast on all audio platforms. Make sure you do check it out, and you can binge the whole of the series. You can find me on YouTube. Just type in my name, Becky, with a Y, and you can catch us there. Make sure you stay tuned for the next episode, and we'll see you guys very soon.
I'm going to do horribly.
Roads are closed, and we've got the most powerful touring bikes in the world. Excited yet? Let's make the most out of these magnificent machines. You got this. Don't be afraid to drag the knee. I'm right here with you. Only 2 laps, but the track is long, so you got plenty of time to get used to your ride. This event is inspired by a very notorious race, one of the most dangerous in the world. So fast, risky, and action-packed. You know, the fun stuff. KTM that the team prepped for you is just the power this kind of race needs. Feels good to know you can rely on your steed. And we've got most powerful touring bikes in the world. Excited yet? Let's make the most out of these magnificent machines. You got this. Don't be afraid to drag the knee. I'm right here with you. Only 2 laps, the track is long, so you got plenty of time to get used to your ride. This event is inspired by a very notorious race, one of the most dangerous in the world. So fast, risky, and action-packed. You know, the fun stuff. The Red Bull KTM that the team prepped for you is just the power this kind of race needs. Feels good to know you can rely on your steed. So much fun. It's almost like a holiday for me.
Had to lock the fuck in. These motorcycles kind of suck.
That for a flying start.
What the hell? Now that we got some parts, let's work on our bike.
I think if I was invincible and I could be young forever, I'd probably still be trying to jump further distance records with the bike the way it is. But for me, there's one goal left for me, and that's all I'm working on. So I'm not here to replicate nothing, to do shows around the world. I think those days for me are gone. I just want to do my masterpiece, right? That's all I'm working on is my masterpiece, and then I'm done.
My name's Becky Evans, and welcome to Motorfest, the podcast, brought to you by Red Bull and the iconic game from Ubisoft, The Crew Motorfest.
Nice.
Now, this is the podcast where I get to chat with
Very
some of
cool.
the
I wonder what I got
finest
the Aston Martin
motorsport
for.
athletes, and I get to delve into their passions of all things speed, wings, and wheels. And you know what the cool thing is? You can actually listen to this podcast whilst you're playing the game. So jump into your dream vehicle, sit back and relax, and get ready for the show. Let's go. Let's go. Now that is the sound of a KTM 450 motorbike that you can actually play in the game. Now this bike has got you covered on road, dirt, sand, and even on water, thanks to the very special Motor Surf edition, which has been designed by the athlete that I am joined by today, Robbie Madison. Robbie, thank you so much for having me here at your home.
No worries, Becky. It's an absolute pleasure, and I'm super excited to have my bike in the game, the Crew Motorfest.
No, delighted. I mean, you are a freestyle motocross champion, legend, like absolute pioneer of the sport, and to actually see this place after seeing so many videos of it, it was kind of crazy when we were driving in.
Thank you.
I just want to fast travel.
It's been an amazing career, and I've been able to do incredible things. Red Bull has literally given me wings, and it's been amazing, to say the least of it. And
Playlist.
Patience, Kara. You'll have the comms back shortly. AIs, am I right? Anyway.
you know, this house has became home, and it's the dream that I envisioned, and now we get to ride dirt bikes here. I get to share with my kids, and this is a home base for all these crazy ideas, and then, you know, we come back here and refocus, reset, and set off on our ways to take on more adventures.
Now, you started off, you know, in New South Wales in Australia. You were an electrician to begin with, and then you found freestyle motocross. You've done backflips over Tower Bridge in London. You jumped over.
How do you feel about rallying? Ducatis? Well, the next trial is 100% off-road.
Is that the fucking Silver Surfer, dude?
Two-wheelers. A bona fide, dirt-proof Ducati Hypermotard is waiting just for you. Right, gotta get ready. Meet you there.
It's the Arc de Triomphe in Las Vegas. I mean, just so many incredible jumps. I remember seeing the video of you doing the ski jump as well. You're a record breaker and a dream chaser. Do you think I've missed anything out there? I mean, there's so many stunts that you've done in your career, but those are the ones that, even as a fan myself, that really jump out.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, there's been a lot, you know. One of the coolest things for me is inventing the motorcycle to ride in the water. Just because I grew up at the beach in Australia, I grew up surfing. If I hadn't been a motorcycle rider, I would have been a surfer. And to be able to combine the two of my two favorite things to do is a dream come true. So it just, you know, one day it just kind of hit me that I could make it right on the water with addition of like some wakeboards under the wheels, and I've seen a lot of people copy it, and it's something that works, and you know, to be able to take it on a wave was just insane. But I'm excited that you get to do it in the game now. You know, the kids are going to be able to ride their bikes in Maui and catch waves and feel some of the excitement I felt. So I'm really stoked with Motorfest and the crew. It's awesome that it's done this way.
So, Robbie, if you could be a car, a plane, a boat, or a motorbike, which would you be and why?
I would definitely be a plane. I just love flying. It's all I've wanted to do, and I think that's why motorbikes became so cool to me because I was catching these little moments of being able to fly. And as I've got older, I've jumped further. And now that I'm a pilot and I'm able to fly, it's just the coolest thing ever. And yeah, if I had the choice, I'd be a plane because you can go wherever you want to go.
I saw a quote where you were talking about how your mind is like text and you're trying to put it all together to figure out how to create new crazy stunts. Like, how does one thing become from dream to reality?
I think ultimately it's just figuring out the path how to get there. For the most part, when I designed the bike to go on the water, the dream was to always ride it on the water. And I had the dream for a long time, and just one day it clicked, and I think it's been like that with a few things, wanting to, when I jumped on the building in Las Vegas, I knew I didn't want to just keep doing distance jumps, and I knew I wanted to do something that was a cool spectacle, and it wasn't about just having a jump and putting things in between it, like Fonzie did with the shark tanks, and like Evil did with the buses. That was cool, but it had already been done. I wanted to do something different, and that's really all I did. I just set my intention. I kind of put out of the universe that I wanted to find something different, and I just stopped thinking about it. I stopped worrying about it. I just had the thought that if it's meant to be, it'll come to me, and if it's not, then it's not meant for me. And once I just kind of let go in that way and stopped putting pressure on myself to come up with something, and just went about being engaged in the moment of my life, then all of a sudden it just hit me again. I was driving past the hotel, I was on the freeway, and I just saw the hotel passing by, and I just realized with the speed I had and the right ramp that I could jump on top of that hotel. And then I had the idea, I'm like, with the right ramp, with the right speed, I could jump onto a big building and I could jump off of it. And so that's how it went. I think a lot of the ideas for me, just come through letting go of the stress of trying to figure it out and just going about living my life and enjoying what I love. And then all of a sudden these new ideas come. And it's led me to my current thing that I'm working on. I have a new idea, and it's just come from me doing what I love. I've been flying airplanes, I've been wingsuiting, I've been skydiving.
Finally found the treasure.
Yeah, it's inspired me to go in a different direction again, so it's exciting.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I mean, your next frontier, we're talking aerospace. You want to see your bike take to the skies. Walk me through what that looks like.
Well, it's a little early yet. I mean, that is the goal. I mean, I've been in the skies with my bike since I've been a little kid, and just to try and go further and farther is the goal. And ultimately, the last time I did a world record jump, I landed so hard that my front wheel exploded, and I ruptured my back, from jumping so far. I ruptured 2 discs in my back. So I know that it needs to be aerodynamic, and I've learned that a long time ago. Just finding the right team and finding, like you said before, it's like a Tetris, right? So it's not just about me and the team, it's about all the other elements. So I'm working on that. I'm not exactly sure what it looks like, but I am very hard at work, and I'm hoping to be able to unearth it here shortly. So there'll be more on that to come when things get a little bit more planned. But for now, it's just, in the planes, flying. I just got the new wingsuit, the Freak. So it's the biggest wingsuit that they have, and I haven't flown it yet, so I'm excited to get out in that thing. And you're literally like a bird. It's from when you skydive, you can kind of, it's different shapes, kind of.
Hyper motard. That's fucking hilarious.
Flowers in this case. Rally racing is the best, brah. The buzz of the Ducati, the wind in my hair. What more could we ask for? head up and your visor dirty. The river is coming up soon. Woo! Testing the suspension there, huh? Nah, I do the same. Let's go! Get ready for the final push. Finish where we started, on the top. Don't let the sunlight blind you. We're nearly there.
I fucking hate the fact that I have to restart this.
Here we go. We're in the weeds. Or flowers in this case. Rally racing is the best, brah. The buzz of the Ducati, the wind in my hair. What more could we ask for? Visor dirty. The river is coming up soon. Woo! finish where we started, on the top. Don't let the sunlight blind you. We're nearly there. Rally race in the bag. Woo! Great job.
Thank fucking God.
I'm just getting warmed up.
Let's get back to Motorfest, the podcast.
It's from when you skydive, you know, you can kind of, it's different shapes, kind of control how you fall in the sky. And in a wingsuit, you know, obviously you're in the suit, so if one arm is extended out further on a different angle than the other arm, you'll start to turn a certain way. So you
We're just getting started here. Big Lovers is custom made for all of us.
really have to be flying this shape of like an aircraft, like a bird, and it's so insane because when I was a kid and I ever had like spare change.
This time, the Motorfest is giving you a black beauty. And I'm not talking about the horse.
Throw it into the pond or into a fountain. I'd always make a wish. You make a wish in a wishing well, so I'd always wish that I could fly, and it's come true. You know, it really has.
It's been a topsy-turvy affair so far. Let's see if this next one is a bit more relaxing.
No way it brought me all the way back here.
It's the coolest thing. You have to face your fears to live your dreams, and one of the biggest fears I had was heights, and you know, just be a parachute, and when I didn't mind free falling, but when I pulled the parachute, I had these strings coming off me. And at the up, I just didn't have faith in that. But after I did my accelerated free fall course, and I learned how to pack a parachute, I kind of understood the technology of it, and I got faith in it. And so now I kind of got over a fear, and to me that's one of the most liberating things.
Oh, almost forgot. I have to thank you for the chance to race it out with you. It's truly a pleasure to be here. Now hurry. Can't wait for the next ride.
In my life, like, you know, people say they have fears. I think one of the coolest things to do is to face your fears and get past them, understand them, and address them, and work through it. Because that's, if you just say, I have a fear and that's it, I'll never go there, then you're just limiting yourself. So if you're humble and bold enough and courageous enough to, you know, address it and be honest with yourself and go through the uncomfortable part of like dealing with it and getting past it, then you open up a whole new meaning of life and new experiences.
I mean,
What the hell?
Absolutely, just even looking at the track record of things. I mean, when you are planning a new stunt, I feel like you look at it in a way that it's not just the actual outcome of being able to achieve it. You're looking at the physics and the geometry of it and how you actually achieve it in a physical way.
Yeah, I think for everything I've done, like a lot of people say, like, who designs these things for you? Who does it? And it's like, it's me. You know? So I think you have to have that. You know, and it's not like all me, but it's like me as far as like I'm driving the bus. And I have someone else navigating for me, and the person navigating is usually smarter and more experienced and knows it. But it's ultimately it's my call on where we go, and which turns we make, and what it looks like, and what the ultimate the decision, the final decisions is usually in my hands.
Of all of the stunts that you've done, I mean, we've got the backflip over Tower Bridge. In Las Vegas, we had the Arc de Triomphe, even the long ski jump. Is there any of them that you particularly think, yeah, that's the one where I really thought, I've done an amazing job here?
I think the jump on and off the Arc de Triomphe Las Vegas was so like rattling for me as a human, and what it ultimately came to was that this is what I dreamed about doing my entire life, and if I didn't have the courage to follow through with this, then I'm just never going to know my life could have been, you know. And so I've always dreamed of this.
Looks like we're hitting the fucking easy rider. Fucking glider, boys. Sliders or something.
Ta-da! Told you it's going to be a beauty. Very few things are as badass as a naked bike, right? That bike has the right curves. They shaved off some of the weight of it when they updated the model. Speed and looks, if you ask me. Corners wherever I turn. Love it. Let's go. I think we got this one in control. When I think of roadsters, I think of Japanese bikes. And when you say Japanese bikes, you mean Honda. CB1000R. No frills, a balanced performance Neo Sport Cafe. Hey, I'm starting to sound like Kara.
Fuck me.
Ta-da! Told you it's going to be a beauty. Very few things are as badass as a naked bike, right? That bike has the right curves. They shaved off some of the weight of it when they updated the model. Speed and looks, if you ask me. Tight corners wherever I turn. Love it. Let's go. I think we got this one in control. When I think of roadsters, I think of Japanese bikes. And when you say Japanese bikes, you mean Honda. CB1000R. No frills, a balanced performance Neo Sport Cafe. Hey, I'm starting to sound like Kara. let's give it our all. Haleiwa really lends itself to this kind of party. How'd you like that Honda? Pretty sweet, right? You're in luck. Complete that playlist, and Motorfest will add it to your collection.
Interesting bike.
The podcast is back on. Our guest still has plenty of things to say.
You know, and so I'd always dreamed of this opportunity to be on a spectacle like Evel Knievel. You know, that's what I really dreamt of as a kid. I wanted to have an opportunity to do world-stopping stunt where the world's watching and be able to push through it. And now I had that opportunity. I had to decide whether I was going to let fear stop me, because a lot of the people involved with the production were like, this is so crazy, we can't believe you're doing it. And they would like reassure me, there's no one here from our department that's putting pressure on you. If you don't want to do this, we totally get it. You don't have to do this. And I was like, no, I actually have to do this to answer my own question. And so that's what I realized through all my digging, was that this is more of like a question of myself. And now it's time for me to figure out if it's meant to be or not. And I had total faith and total belief that if it's meant to be,
Oh my God.
if it wasn't, well then that was just how my life was meant to go. And I had total peace with that, you know. So I was really calm before I did the jump, knowing that, you know, I think the practical side of my head I had to turn off. So the fear side of things, I had to like just stop listening to it, because it was like driving me insane. And I was like sick before, like literally vomited, thinking about that kind of stuff. So eventually I got to the point where my own psychosis was like making me physically sick. So I had to just turn that off. So that made me that's where the meditating came in, because I had to like turn my mind off. And it's so freeing to like just not have this internal voice anymore, because I had it going on my whole life, and now I don't have it anymore. But it took me a long time to quiet my mind. It's like literally something I have to work at very hard. And then obviously when I landed and
Here we go. Motocross mayhem. You knew it was bound to happen.
pulled off, I was like, well, it was meant to be. You know, it's made. I think that was a prerequisite for my mentality, because then when I got on the motorcycle in the water, and I'm out at Chopu and the waves are 20-foot faces, and I'm like on a dirt bike in the water, I'm thinking, oh man, this is a stupid idea. And when that wave crashed down in front of me, that was this heaviest moment of my life, and it was 10 times, you know. And even when I jumped the Corinth Canal, you know, the fear of facing to jump the canal was worse than in Vegas. So Vegas was really, and then the jumps before, but everything's been a prerequisite to get me to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. And whatever you do, whatever skill you want to harness, is when you sharpen a knife, you see it get sharper, and so it's nice to have a sharp knife.
It's very impressive. I will say, whenever I'm sat at the start line in my drift car about to compete, I'm like, I know how to do this. I know, you know what you're doing. You know which gears you're going in. And then, like, just like you said, that little voice like, yeah, but what if you spin? What if you don't downshift at that point? And I'm like, shut up. It's fine. Everything's going to be totally fine. You're famous for pushing boundaries.
I think you've got a knack for predicting what's next by now. Think we can surprise you?
And setting new records. So how are you refining your bikes to help you achieve these?
That's a tough question. I ultimately, I'm working towards my own goals. I think if I was invincible and I could be young forever, I'd probably still be trying to jump further distance records with the bike the way it is. But for me, there's one goal left for me, and that's all I'm working on. So I'm not here to replicate nothing, to do shows around the world. I think those days for me are gone. I just want to do my masterpiece, right? That's all I'm working on is my masterpiece, and then I'm done. So I'm not really in it for the long haul, but I think manufacturers are doing a great job. The bikes are getting better every year. Obviously, we are on the brink of the electric era, and that's going to change the game for everyone, whether they like it or not. But I think the exciting side of it is the electric side of it brings a lot more power. It's instant, and the characteristics of the bike become a lot different. So
It's a Red Bull bike, all right. Best hurry and see what it is.
we're already seeing like guys like Patrick Evans rides his bike, and when he does a whip, he's able to get on angles that we've never seen before.
Because of the weight, maybe, of the battery, or?
It's because there's less gyro with the engine, so it allows the bike to roll quicker. And then because there's no gearbox, and you're able to hit the throttle, and it does like the full rotation of the back wheel. So that when you
450
start the throttle, you don't have to
EXC
go
Red
through the
Bull
gears.
Edition. Kawasaki time, baby.
Makua Beach. These places really stick with you. Let's not forget the bike, though. The 450 EXC. As I said, a Red Bull KTM bike. Exactly what we need. It rides completely different. You need the right feel for this one. Gotta learn fast, but I think we got it. We're no backmarker, right? It's not motocross unless it gets grimy. These bikes are no clapped out wrecks, though. Hit the jump at high speed and swivel in the air. Oh, this stuff never gets old. Let's rip around this track. Woo!
God damn.
Careful not to bail out when you're doing the jumps. Let's bring our A game.
Sucker.
That was incredible.
Straight across the motherfucking finish line.
On to the next one.
It looks like we got 2 races left.
Back to our podcast.
box, and you're able to hit the throttle, and it does like the full rotation of the back wheel, so that when you snap the throttle, you don't have to go through the gears to get the maximum RPM out of the back wheel. So with the twist of the throttle, that back wheel goes from stop to wide open in 5th gear in a few seconds.
No time to catch a breath. Whew. No, I'm enjoying it though.
In the electric version, so when you're able to whip the bike upside down, that inertia that the back wheel creates instantly creates inertia, so you're able to kind of use that to twist your back into shape quickly. So Patrick's been able to learn better than anyone else so far to get his bike upside down and use that electric inertia that he's created from the rear wheel to...
Feel like it's time to change it up. How about a piece of biker history? You know I love waxing poetic about the good old days. V-twin motor, classic design. Okay, I'm giving too many hints.
Hit him straight again. So that's changing the game, and I
What
think
the fuck do we
incorporation of
got
electric
here?
bikes is going to just make
What is
differences.
this? Little thinky head.
But for what I've done, distance jumping,
Cultural treasure.
Jumping on buildings, stuff like that. I don't know. I wanted to raise the bar to a certain height and then step out, and I feel like I've done that for the most part. And there's just one more masterpiece.
See what else we got over here before we do this.
Follow my kids around and do what they want to do.
I'm only going to it because it's not too far away.
I
Is
just
this
hope
one of
to
the
be able
donuts?
to be an ambassador and support these other kids coming up. Part of my vision is to be able to support the Robbie Madisons of the future.
Before we start this, I'm gonna go pee because I gotta go pee real bad. Gotta go pee real bad.
I just want to support athletes and
Be
help
right
them
back.
create these moments that I've been lucky enough to have. The Rebel's been so great to me, like giving me these platforms to have these show-stopping moments. And so I want to be an advocate for that and try and help people create those scenarios for themselves.
Well, we talked a lot about dreams during our chat. Let's talk about dream vehicles. Now, my dream vehicle is a 66 Chevy Nova with a big block in it. I would love to be able to drive that down Pacific Coastal Highway and just live out my entire American car fantasy. If you've ever seen the film Graffiti, that was what I grew up watching when I was a kid. So that's my dream vehicle. So let's imagine that it's your lucky day right now. You've got the choice of any bike that you could ride, and you get to take someone with you. What would you choose? Where would you go? And who would you take?
I'd want the fastest bike.
Talking MotoGP bikes or something?
Yeah. Want the farm. I mean, a bike that I rode, but I didn't get to ride it too much. I was just I was the Grand Marshal for Evil Knievel's 50th anniversary jump, and I got to ride the Triumph Rocket, and it's a 2,400 and something cc's, biggest engine they make on a motorcycle. I'd like to get that thing wide open. It seems so fast. If I was to be able to dream here for a second, I'd like something like that with an aero kit around it. So I'm not really a big fan of going fast and having the wind smash into your face. I like the wind going around you.
Yeah.
So I really like riding the baggers, because the baggers have the whole big fairing at the front, and you got room to put your stuff in the bags, and you can kind of put supplies and food and drinks and whatever and go for a ride and have wet weather gear and warm gear, whatever it is. But I'll take my wife.
I am back from the restroom, and honestly, I don't think that there's a way that I lose this championship.
I'd ride to a hot spring or to
But we'll see. Okay. This motherfucker gonna eat, son.
Going full throttle for this one. Pedal to the metal and feel the leather. These bikes got attitude. Look at that sunset. It's truly a gift. I'm so stoked to be back here, and that you are here too. Okay, don't get too relaxed. These hogs have a pretty wicked grunt. It's Easy Rider all the way for this event. Check it out. The temple. The Japanese streetcar racers have claimed this as their turf. Can't blame them. It's awesome. I tell myself every time, the trick
I like
is
these Harleys.
go in wide and then gradually come back into the turn, and I never listen to my own advice. I used to spend a lot of time in Nevada. My dad is from Las Vegas. You know I was part of a bikers club there? That shark you keep seeing everywhere? That was our emblem. Nothing like the Big Four, just a modest little biker gang. Patches and cuts, you know. The Harley was a must. Not buying it, huh? All right, fair game. I was joking about the gang part. And the shark was designed by Amandine from marketing. Still makes for a cool story. Okay, let's get serious. No posers here. We've got some street cred to defend.
These motherfuckers.
Harleys, it's all about the cruise. And I'm not even talking speed. It's a headspace you get into, you know? sunset.
What in the
almost
fuck
done.
was that, man? What in the fuck was that, man? I don't want to restart this. This is such a long race for no fucking reason, dude. Great. That's awesome. This is exactly what I wanted to do. Restart a fucking almost 10-minute race. Hell yeah. Love how they just somehow gathered so much speed there at the end.
Going full throttle for this one. Pedal to the metal and feel the leather. These bikes got attitude. Look at that sunset. It's truly a gift. I'm so stoked to be back here, and that you are here too. Okay, don't get too relaxed. These hogs have a pretty wicked grunt. It's Easy Rider all the way for this event.
Sick. Super fucking cool, dude. Oh my god.
Going full throttle for this one. Pedal to the metal and feel the leather. These bikes got attitude. Look at that sunset. It's truly a gift. I'm so stoked to be back here, and that you
Like,
are
I don't
here
get
too.
it.
Okay, don't get too
How
relaxed.
did he get so much speed? How is he still faster than me when we're on the same bike?
These hogs have a pretty wicked grunt. It's Easy Rider all the way for this event. Check it out. The temple. The Japanese streetcar racers have claimed this as their turf. Can't blame them. It's awesome.
Turn. 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 It's not that fucking hard. Analog stick is pushed to the right. Turn. I'm in fucking second gear. Turn.
I tell myself every time, the trick is to go in wide and then gradually come back into the turn, and I never listen to my own advice.
Of course. Because I'm not turning. God damn it, these things fucking suck.
I used to spend a lot of time in Nevada. My dad is from Las Vegas. You know I was part of a bikers club there?
I don't give a
That shark
fuck.
you keep seeing everywhere?
I don't
That
give a
was our
fuck.
emblem.
Shut your
Nothing
fucking
like
mouth.
Big Four, just a modest
Stop
little pleasure
talking.
gang. Patches and cuts,
You
know.
stupid bitch,
The
shut the
Harley
fuck
was
up.
A must. Not buying it, huh? All right, fair game. I was joking about the gang part. And the shark was designed by Amandine from marketing. Still makes for a cool story. Okay, let's get serious. No posers here. We've got some street cred to defend. Harleys, it's all about the cruise. And I'm not even talking speed. It's a headspace you get into, you know?
Hell yeah. Appreciate that. Why not?
Follow the sunset. Almost done.
Shut up, bitch.
I don't know about you, but I got my mojo back. This one was rock and roll.
All right, let's keep talking.
You know, I'd ride to a hot spring or to a waterfall.
Aside from motorbikes and motorcycles, have there been any other memorable vehicles that you've tried and tested?
Yeah,
Are you relaxed? Feeling like switching it up?
I mean,
As usual, Motorfest has us covered. Knowing how things work, we're taking it up another notch.
I always loved hydrofoils, what do you call it, like hovercrafts.
No worries, it's still about having fun. It's just that GP racing is the best way to get your adrenaline up.
So they're really cool.
Yeah, I like them. You know, things that are amphibious just intrigue me, and I think that's why I was so stoked when I made the bike to be amphibious.
Okay, I say that about every bike event, I know. But I promise, the next one is going to be a ripper.
It was like the coolest thing to be able to ride on the land and then ride onto the water and keep going. It was, I mean, it's still a trip to me now, but it was just one of the coolest things I've ever achieved was to be able to have that realization. So a hovercraft I just think that they are a badass. You know, the planes that are amphibious, you know, these planes that can land on water. I think that's so cool, you know, to be able to like, kind of have the skids and touch down and land on the water and go fishing or swimming and then just cruise off and land back at your airport. You know, I think
Hopefully
that's
this one
really
will be a
cool.
little
So
bit
I
easier.
think an older version of me will be doing that one day.
I was going to say, that was my next question.
World
Are we
best
gonna
is
see
5
you in
minutes,
some
12
sort of
seconds.
flying boat contraption?
Doubt I'll get world's best, but we'll try. Shit, man, my goal is to finish it in the first place. Give a fuck what the time is.
Bruh, look at this slickness of the road. We better be in the zone for this one. This bike is going to be our ticket to glory. Same dimensions as the street model, but buffed up specs. Right on! Check out the tire tracks. Still fresh from the Motorsport Championship.
I hate you. I hate you all.
Second lap. Let's stay focused. I know it's not the time to sightsee, but I do adore scenery changes. Hanauma is the best. Can you believe they put that bridge on a racetrack? That's a stunt only the Motorfest can pull off successfully. see if our recklessness actually pays off.
We're almost there, baby. Let's go.
So close. Pull the pin and let's get the win.
The hell was that little boogie? Did you see that shit?
Woo! Every turn I kept
Started
drifting
shaking
out.
his little ass.
Hope you liked it as much as I did.
So we got a boot, scoot, and boogie. Shake, 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 shake.
The podcast continues.
I think that's really cool. So I think an older version of me will be doing that one day.
I was going to say, that was my next question. I was like, are we going to see you in some sort of flying boat contraption later on in life?
Yeah, hopefully not too far down the road. Yeah, I'm almost finished with my pilot's license, so I just I've finished the written and everything. I just have to do the medical. So I just have to pass the medical and then we're good. Work on that part.
So we're going to wind things down with a few rapid fire questions I ask all of the.
Did you enjoy the sunset? Well, the sun rests for no one, even if you throw a net over it.
I want you to answer with the first thing that comes to your mind, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Extreme cold or extreme heat?
Cold.
Riding by day versus riding by night?
Day.
The luck.
That's a local reference, but it's not a test. Enjoy the golden hour as much as you can.
This time you receive a speed.
Within the year.
Vague.
Within the year. Don't know what country.
Oh, sorry, I'm rambling. What I'm saying is, it's high time for nighttime.
Australia.
Do you sometimes talk to your bikes?
Yes. Yeah, profanities.
Sand, tarmac, dirt, gravel, ice. What are your top three?
I know, it's kind of a pun. Get to the tag. And
Oh
let's
my
get this show on the
God.
road. I'm
You
stoked to
piece
get
of
there.
shit. What are you doing?
The right dirt, road, and gravel. I think dirt, because the right dirt with the right water is just the best thing there is. When it's like, I ride the hills out here when it's dry, it's not that fun, but when it rains, it's the best time ever. The road, because, you know, it's just always good, especially when, or not always, but it's just a surface that I love. I love road biking. If I had time again, I would have loved to go down that road. And then the gravel, I think gravel's just fun because you're sliding, you know, it's nice and loose. So I love being able to, you know, drift around on the bikes or cars, whatever it is. So yeah, dirt, gravel, road, bike or car, I'll be happy in either or.
In your honest opinion, between rally, Formula One, and FMX, which is the most intense discipline, the one that brings the craziest sensations?
F1, it's crazy, right? First time in an F1 car, and I went down the straight, and I was like, there's no way we're getting around this corner, and we went right around it. I was in the two-seater one, so it was insane. So it gave me so much appreciation of the speed, the grip, and that. It's mind-blowing, but
I don't know what it wants
it's a
me to
hard
find
question.
there.
I couldn't tell you. I'm just going to go with what I did the most. I'll say freestyle motocross. Just put one mark.
In a nutshell,
Yeah.
FMX.
FMX, it's the gnarliest.
As you know, Motorfest, the podcast, is about the different motorsport disciplines that you can find in the new season 6 of the Crew Motorfest, be it off-road, flying, motorbiking, or GT. If you, for whatever reason, had to make a career change, which of these disciplines would you choose?
I do flying.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like,
Yeah.
you're destined to be in the air.
Yeah, I really love it. That or rally, I love rally. I loved every time that I did rally. I felt I was good at it, but it's an expensive game. So it's, yeah, couldn't make it work when I did have a shot at it, but I could drive the car at the right speed, but, you know, it's just when you crash those things.
I cannot get through these motorcycle races fast enough.
The heat is on, the lights are down. Let's see how we do when it's dark and gritty. Normally I find urban environments restricting, but the Panigale really helps matters. This is an unconventional bike, not just in name. Its frame is not that of a typical Ducati. Give that bike all you have, and it will pay you back tenfold. Second lap. You know the path. No excuses from now on. Sure, it's low visibility, but the night lights have their charms, right? It's a hell of a machine, but no bike is good without a skilled rider. Think you can step it up? Final stretch. Watch me be me and crash near the finish line. Now that's done, let's talk story. How did it steer?
They ain't never catching up to me. I'm so far ahead in the lead with points.
The podcast is back on. Our guest.
So how was that? Good?
Driver, can you hear me? Oh, good. I was beginning to get worried.
Still has plenty of things to say.
Miss Kalani is going to have a hard time keeping up, but I am certain she will enjoy every second of it.
Yeah, couldn't make it work when I did have a shot at it, but it was I could drive the car at the right speed, but you know it's just when you crash those things,
Oh yeah.
it's expensive.
It's not like a game where you just go, "Oop, restart."
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much
I'm sure you're going to do more than hold your own. Good luck, driver.
for joining me today.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to explore some more.
All right, guys, that's it for today's episode of Motorfest.
Suzuki RM ZR Z450. Misspoke.
Well, looks like my time is up. Kara took the comms back. That's cool. I've had fun being the host for this show, but she is your AI sidekick after all. Now I can focus on the race. Prepare to take to the air.
Good thing there's 2 fucking laps. Jesus Christ.
Run, turn, stop. Your bike has the perfect balance. I asked for this one for the closer specifically. It's tailor-made for airtime. Whip it and let's go. Now normally, dirt bikes on urban streets means breaking the law. But here, and only here, we make our own laws. I can't help myself. I have to try some knack-knacks at least. Oh, I'll be fine.
I have no idea how they're so much faster than I am. I have no idea what's going on. We're in the same motorcycles.
Woo-hoo! Still in one piece? I love this. Only a couple more and then all done. I don't want this to end. Well, looks like my time is up. Kara took the comms back. That's cool. I've had fun being the host for this show, but she is your AI sidekick after all. Now I can focus on the race. Prepare to take to the air.
We're all using the same bike. I have not crashed one time. How are you so much faster than me? What are you doing to accelerate so much faster than me?
Run, turn, stop. Your bike has the perfect balance. I asked for this one for the closer specifically. It's tailor-made for airtime. Whip it and let's go. Normally, dirt bikes on urban streets means breaking the law. But here, and only here, we make our own laws. I can't help myself. I have to try some knack-knacks at least. Oh, I'll be fine.
What? How is that my fault? Bro. What are you talking about?
Well, looks like my time is up. Kara took the comms back.
Yep, appreciate it, dude.
That's cool. I've had fun being the host for this show, but she is your AI sidekick after all. Now I can focus on the race. Prepare to take to the air. Run, turn, stop. Your bike has the perfect balance. I asked for this one for the closer specifically. It's tailor-made for airtime. Whip it and let's go. Now, normally, dirt bikes on urban streets means breaking the law. But here, and only here, we make our own laws. I can't help myself. I have to try some knack-knacks at least. Oh, I'll be fine. Woo-hoo! Still in one piece? I love this. Only a couple more and then all done. I don't want this to end.
You don't want it to end, and I can't wait for it to end. Sounds like every relationship I've ever been in.
That series was insane. So, did I convert you to a full-time biker? Keep riding, biker, and don't be a stranger. I'll be around.
It wouldn't let me continue. What the fuck? GG's.
Make sure to get your vehicle reward, driver.
We will
Back to
do
our
that in a
podcast.
second.
Thank you so much for joining me today.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to explore some more.
All right, guys, that's it for today's episode of Motorfest, the podcast. Make sure you check us out on all streaming platforms. You can also see us on YouTube. Just type in my name, Becky Evans. You can also listen to this podcast whilst you're playing the game, The Crew Motorfest. Make sure you join us for all.
Let's get our reward. Let's see what it is. Is it the Harley or is it the Honda? It's the Honda. Looks like the 270DX from Sleeping Dogs.
The podcast continues. Type in my name, Becky Evans. You can also listen to this podcast whilst you're playing
Well,
the game.
I
The
hope you
Crew
guys have a good
Motorfest.
night.
Make sure
I
you
hope
join us
you,
for all future
stay
episodes,
safe.
and I'll see you guys.
New playlist.
I hope to see you guys
Super
tomorrow.
exciting.